welcome Free Enterprise. Another Community Hub showcase today with on another Wednesday. It's the Music Appreciation Club. So that means you know what you're here for. It's all for the music. I am Deathlike, and you're my co-commentator. Super fan of the bard playmaster DJ whatever he Aska.
Y'all thought you were rid of me on the mic. You have been mistaken. Hi, friends. First I won one of these races, then they put me behind the microphone. This is a terrifying something thing. But welcome to Music Appreciation Club, where we are going to get some spoony bar goodness. But this week's a little weird, a little cool. I'd say even go so far to say it's wacky. These flags are really cool. It is called the Children's Choir Practice. And the first thing I'm going to mention is there is a wacky flag on. And that wacky flag is Final Fantasy IV the Musical. Which means, well, nobody can fight. It's no fight. Just sing. Everybody sings. Everybody can sing. And Eddie just loses the fight command because he can already sing because his voice is beautiful. So that's going to be very interesting for our runners. What do you think?
If only the boss bit countered sing. Oh, it does. Most of the bosses on the table, they will be kind of be harmless and sing a single target. So yeah, you're not going to do much. Maybe for some bosses you might be interested. Hey, some utility. You can use Toad on a scene character, and they will cast Toad on any target. So it's can actually be the best thing going. So I'm excited. Although with the Edward start, we'll go hoping for a decent sidekick to begin for sure, because it'll be a struggle.
Here's where it gets funny. When I say it's called Children's Choir Practice, I'm not kidding. These are the characters that are restricted. Cecil, Kane, Tella, Edward, Rosa, Yang, Sid, Edge, Fu. Basically, we've got children. It's gonna be all children. But here's the thing, and this is kind of the workaround that our wonderful club captain, Scythe Marshall, has kind of done. Shout out to the Magma Key and the Xenogears I just saw on Xenocat's side. Basically, oh yeah, Rydia, she exists. Anyway, here's Wonderwall. So with the children, with the twins specifically, you can avoid the fight command by using, well, the twin command. You can also, if you can find a dancing dagger, you've got a nice, good starting attack. So, I mean, there are options in the overworld. Once they're done with the overworld, that's a different story, and they're going to have to get a little creative. But, see what happens.
Yeah, I'd be looking for a Palom at any point. Just that will get anyone going. But I think I saw a dancing dagger in the starting kit, so will be worth it. So Edward, Rydia, doesn't matter which, can take it and use it as an item in battle. Oh, there's a Porum.
That is a Porum. You can tell by the ponytail on the left side, and that is a blank spot. Anyway, we are checking the freaky item on Xenocat's side, and we are getting, along with the Magma Key, we are getting a Party Rock, yo! Rydia, third best child. That would imply, Ribbon, that Rydia exists.
Well, I mean, I think for Rydia to be actually useful, probably want to gamble on taking a visit to Mount Hobbs for the random summon.
Right.
So that might be worth the trip. Maybe hoping for some decent loot. Doesn't look like.
I saw that Zeus Gauntlet. I saw that Soma drop. I see some stats. That power shirt's nice. I mean, okay.
Rydia has to grow up to use the Zeus Gauntlet. So pretty much anyone, there are no children that can use the Zeus Gauntlet. So it's only one character if only children are allowed, and Edward. So that might probably be a Dwarf Castle visit if Rydia is a thing. Right now, Rydia probably not quite yet. We'll need a little bit more before taking a probably worth money at least.
I'm seeing the party on Rumpy's side and it makes me sad. There's so much green hair. But here's the thing though. They're not the other characters are not banned from the seed per se. They are effectively just restricted. Definitely, could you kind of explain, because you're a super smart person, like what restricted means as opposed to like completely banned outright?
So restricted really it just means that they're behind kind of an objective key item. So say edge in Cave Evelyn, like the edge spot, that would be one extra restricted spot. So it basically has to be gated by a key item. So you want if you want a better character, you'd have to probably do some work for it. I don't think the Baron Inn counts because you just get in there, do your fights. So you have I would something like Zot would probably be be the first things on some people's minds with the Earth Crystal on the table.
Makes sense. Though I totally understand how Xenocat's like, maybe not gonna go for the Earth Crystal just yet. But Xenocat is going underground, so we're getting some complete divergence because, well, Xenocat's gonna probably check some free stuff. Harum's gonna find some free stuff in Fabul in the form of, well, Easy Boss Mode, the musical. King and Queen Evelyn.
Probably not the place to find it. I mean, it's great free XP for the kids, but not in the pool. You want these easier bosses. Oh hey, it's a
we have a Harp
drop
master.
check.
Would you say that Rumpy beating specifically the Queen of Evelyn, would you say that he is a killer queen?
Yes, the silence is real because I have no. Oh, hey, that spoon.
Reading flags. We've got a spoon flag.
Get to play with our silverware.
We've got a spoon word, yeet all the Ridias. We've got a spoon word, yeet all the Ridias. I was right.
I wouldn't eat all the Ridias quite yet. Although we have a Porm and we have character healing, but we kind of need other forms of offense, and Rydam might have to be that other form. Like you need some offensive magic to speed things up a little bit. Right now, we haven't even visited Mount Hobbs yet, and but we still got decent gear. The looting has been pretty decent.
The funny thing is, it's been like really good for characters not currently appearing in this seed, Spoon aside. I've seen a lot of like really good gear for, again, just the Thunderclaw. Everyone's favorite Thunderclaw. I see a Rune Axe. I see like Aegis Shields. Stuff that we can't do much with. But one thing that Restream and Yubari pointed out that I totally forgot to mention is, in addition to the Wacky the Musical flag, we have the dupe glitch on. So if we find an edge, there is going to be a lot of cutlery. Like, it's not going to be raining cats and dogs anymore. It's going to be raining spoons and spoons. And it's going to be hilarious.
I like dupe. I love the dupe glitch, and when you have spoons on the table, that's Edge becomes your favorite character for immediately. There's nothing like throwing more spoons, because if one wasn't enough, how about
all of them?
Yes, all of them. You don't even have to think about the X-Cal. No, X-Cal, not good enough. Crystal can't be thrown, so how about all the spoons? I love it.
Great. Now, okay, I have a question about the spoon in just a second. I did want to point out that Xenocat did pick up the package from the free key item. Now, what's interesting about that is, since we don't have a boss hunt on the table, so Demas doesn't really matter. Derek is not really paying attention to music right now. They're more of our talk radio Demas. The only really good thing about the package is maybe one of those restricted characters. So I think right now, if I saw, like, say, that edge of that package, I would really consider checking that out. But let's see, that's interesting. On in the Fey March, we have Leviathan sitting in as the queen today, the queen spot, and then we have essentially a free fighting Bahamut in the Leviathan spot.
Probably worth taking on the Bahamut. It's as long as you have these star veils, you're all set. But Leviathan in the queen spot is actually worse. Yeah, you'll have less. You have less HP deal, but you have a lot higher spell power. So
the
those
ice
twos hurt at that spot.
And what's interesting, I'm curious about. Actually, I have a suspicion that Xenocat just saw the flags and realized that it's only K main today. So technically, those bosses are not required. The elements that Harumph is currently fighting may be required. We don't know yet. But yeah, that's probably why Xenocat's like, you know what? The levels are nice, but I'm maybe wasting my time here.
Yeah, free. Sometimes you want the free boss for the experience, and it's not. I mean, you might be better off using a siren for a quick egg grind than doing the boss. I think you'd probably get more from the egg than just the boss. But hey, Radia's technically online now.
Yeah, that would be a terrifying summon for Harumph to find because 3 Radios, 3 Leviathans, math checks out right there. But yeah, our little our summoner girl just got a giant wet noodle that she can literally just wreck people with, and I am very curious what Harumph is doing right. Oh.
Is this all Gauntlet?
No.
Kind of missed it. Oh,
no. He turned encounters on.
Start the dupe glitch now. Need it for the money, but also for. I mean, once you have the dupe glitch, you can also pretty much buy anything in the seed. So even if say you can buy adamants, hey, you can totally afford it. Well, looks like the classic dupe glitch. It's not the one with the 255. So this is only with the one, which doesn't get you much, but it's something. Probably forgot to turn it off, or we keep duping. I think if doing it the kind of the more efficient way will get you a lot more, but this is just kind of like half of the dupe glitch. This is a kind of a better form. So there it is, done.
There,
right there.
Yep. And now we've got a fat stack of spoons. What's interesting, it is cell 0, so that's essentially banking on an edge. With that sand ruby in his possession from the elements, you never know, we might find our edgelord right there and go from classical medieval courtship bard stuff to emo-rock. I don't know. Memes.
I was singing with a spoon. I kind of want to see the orchid, the instrument that goes with the spoon, or is it just a spoon, just straight harmonics?
There is a song called Spoon Man, so it is very possible. Let's see who is there. I mean, it's not an edge, but it's definitely a pretty awesome character in Rosa, so I'll go with that.
Would probably be an upgrade over Porum. There's no guarantee. We're not. I mean, if you don't, wait, let's just run one. It's one Radia. It's fine. We'll take. Rosa will probably be better than a Radia, at least for now. Till Harumph finds the treasure load.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting that I think if Rumphy had found that Leviathan summon that Xenocat found before this check, that Porum would have been yeeted into the black hole sun. But since Rydia still doesn't have that soggy noodle, yeah.
I would prefer Blarg, but soggy noodle is great for up to a point. I think there's only certain bosses that would. Certain locations, like famed location that we will visit at some point in the seed. That location, soggy noodle, not very effective.
Okay, my question, since you mentioned Blarg, Bahamut, and these words are hard, apparently. I'm like Ozzy Osbourne when he's not singing right now. So, treasure can only be max tier 6. What tier is the Bahamut summon?
Pretty sure it's 7. So
Gotcha.
you need to probably fight a boss to have a chance at it. Evelyn is pretty popular. The Evelyn chests, those will is a pretty good gamble to get Bahamut. I've seen enough in the previous series, so I think this it's one of those things where you may want to dip in a chest, maybe for Radia's sake, or maybe hoping maybe for alternative burr, crystal sword. Maybe if there's a Cecil in one of the restricted spots, could be worth still digging into, at least even if for just XP while you're at it, to get more XP. Although it's a little strange that I have not looked for more characters. Whereas Haran has a party full of, well, at least more Radias than average. So
I think yeah, because Xenocat's doing a lot of checks on the overworld, that dancing dagger surprisingly effective. That Leviathan also surprisingly effective. As soon as we use enough MP to use Leviathan frequently. I believe it's like 25. Numbers are hard. Let's see. Ooh, we have a Palom here and new boss who dis. Shout out to everyone in Oscar Avenue who gets that reference. We have her fighting a Yang.
Pretty harmless at this spot. But somewhat beefy in HP, but harmless. But we'll take advantage of Scythe. Should be decent amount of damage. Don't know what her setup is, but probably more than enough that with this kind of stuff Xenocat's looted. There it goes.
Now, I have a question with karate, since, pretend, if you will, there was a Paladin and Cecil in this party. And fight command's gone. Does Cecil have to use a fight command-ish thing to activate the ouch? Or is it just Cecil does anything like boogie, boogie, boogie right at karate and it dies?
It just has to do damage. So even a
J item or something?
I'm trying to remember if it's either the fight command. You can just use Berserk, which is fine, or just if you probably should just be able to do damage. So maybe the dancing dagger on a Cecil might be enough. I can't remember the details. I just remember it's only Cecil is the one who has to damage Yang at the right time. So that's it's all more timing in Cecil.
Makes sense.
So you could just if you're clever, just use Berserk, or maybe get cute with a power staff, bonk Cecil, and make him wake up Yang, or with that spot, it just deal enough damage. Probably the latter, especially, is easier because that spot's pretty weak.
No, I get it. I get it. One thing I wrote on here, because it's Final Fantasy IV musical, and I have to mention, even though it's not being used at all, heck and fluff. So when it comes to using the sync command, there is a 25% chance of sleep being cast, a 25% chance of mute being cast, a 25% charm being cast, and a 25% chance of the game trolling you and saying, "Nah, fam, we're good," and having nothing happen. But, as alluded to earlier, especially Edward, if he is toaded, we could see 100% chance of toad, and chat, if that happens, and y'all aren't popping off with toad emotes, I will be sorely disappointed. I know where you all sit in front of your computers or phones or whatnot. Not geographically, because that'd be weird. But, yeah, I want to see some pop-off Toad things. I want to see Toad Song, okay? It was talked about in the race from beforehand.
Would be a great meta objective. Not if there was one, that would be great. Because that's it's very rare to see it happen, because you'd have to get Radia to Toad, which is the 12 or 13, and then intentionally make Edward a Toad. The spot that Edward would normally be a Toad, vanilla wise, you've already passed that point. It's actually more ironic than anything.
Wait, he can become a Toad? I have forgotten this part of the vanilla.
So if you remember the watery the kind of passage with the squid, the Octomap, well, there's a bunch of toads in vanilla, that if you punch, I think there's one toad that the stronger toads that when you punch them they counter with toad. So that's the only way to get toad in vanilla. But you're past that point. Like it's before Edward. Like that's the kind of the irony. The time of tech you actually want to do it happens. You can pick up Edward after. It's kind of ironic. It's strange, if anything. So you wouldn't have ever seen it in vanilla.
Aww. I feel missed out. I feel like I've missed out, but so really quickly heading back to this race with the Harumph, Xenocat, and a bunch of others off stream. We are getting a little bit of a grind. We're going to get some scrambled eggs, hopefully waterlogged eggs. Leviathan has been cast. I should say Xenocat, I believe, picked up Sheila one a while ago, and that was the Luca key, so no action on that just yet, but it does look like Xenocat is going to be going to the Tower of Zot with the Earth Crystal. We'll see what happens there.
Probably be worth doing in the Flame Dog chest just for the XP. I think I saw pickup of Palom and Rosa, so probably a little more diverse party than Harumph at this point, and probably hoping to score on a decent character at the top, which would be considered a restricted character because you have to turn in the Earth Crystal to get the 2 characters effectively.
Agreed. And unfortunately for Harumph, he did enter that egg fight at 1 HP, which I'm assuming, but we never have to assume. Unfortunately, I think he was thinking that the Leviathan summon would have taken out the egg in one shot, and it didn't. So he had to go into scramble mode. Shout out to Rumpy for recovering as best he could to get out of that situation, because that would have been really bad. On the flip side, Xenocat is showing us first boss in the tower, and it is a Sprackle. Scramble mode, you're right. And it's a noodle! Not a fun noodle, but a noodle.
This isn't quite the noodle. I think Leviathan, Ogo are the best noodles. This is not the wet noodle anyone's looking for. But pretty harmless. Killed him. Just don't cast any elemental outside of holy elemental magic. So Palom is not effective here. But hey, this is not gonna go well there. Yeah, there goes the reset.
I got a joke for you. Because we have Pale Dim here and music memes. And I want to just make chat groan with misery. You know what the difference is between Pale Dim and Dark Elf's dragon form?
Outside of absorbing holy, I think it's one of the 2 that absorbs holy. But,
no.
But I'm sure it's a different joke. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Enlighten me.
So the difference between Pale Dim and Dark Elf's dragon form is Dark Elf painted it black. Hey. Hi, chat. You missed me, didn't you?
That's won't go unnoticed.
I just got out memed by Dave in chat. Pale Dim's white snake. No.
Already beaten to the punch. So it looks like all dancing daggers. Since Xenocat probably should be able to. Probably avoiding using the summons because of the counterattack. Although I don't. And the Quake at this level will still probably actually wipe the entire team because of not having enough HP to absorb the retaliation Quake for summons from Pale Dim. So Rydia is actually not as useful until she learns Virus. So it's kind of what's slowing down Xenocat, and until Palom learns Quake, which is at 23. That's this is going as slow as possible, but Dancing Dagger is helping quite a bit here.
And I think we can safely say that 179 HP does not equal level 23 for our wonderful Xenocat here.
Yeah, I think Quake is around 300 something HP.
Oh.
Haven't paid attention too much about the HP randomization, but Rosa hasn't fought at all. That's
fair.
see the stock Rosa. Those are numbers, and hey, dual bosses. How about that?
It's like a dueling piano bar, except not pianos, just white noodles. White snakes. Sorry, white snakes from chat. But I did want to say, since we are watching the same fight in double vision, I did want to... didn't expect that one, Chad, did you? Wanted to shout out our wonderful runners, Harp and Xenocat. They are absolutely fantastic. You should give them plenty of likes, loves, and follows. Shout out to Niabari running all of this goodness and not pushing the mute button on me while restreaming. And then we have Iker on tracking duty, pushing all the buttons, making everything look lit up and shiny. Give them some like, loves, and follows. And Deathlike, my co-commentator, who hasn't sighed himself and head dust himself through the table, give them some likes, loves, and follows. They're all pretty awesome.
Well, what if I'm head dusting in my mind? It can all happen.
That is meta, and I am here for it. Literally, I'm stuck here until the race is done. So I'm here for it.
So Harumph, you can see Harumph having a much easier time having the spoon in hand on Edward, and with some Berserk, I saw some Berserk being cast. So Eddie will be doing, or at least for now, be doing all the physical damage, while Radia, if she can't do many summons, which I don't think Harumph has the same summons as Xeno does. So right now, Harumph at a slight disadvantage. But Yang is the first one, not that interesting. Sid, well, at least we'll have...
That's a tower of also brands, I guess. Oh, gym teacher Yang. So wait. Okay, gym teacher Yang, shop teacher Sid. This meta has now become... What classes would the other characters teach?
I don't know, but I'm sure someone will fill in the blanks. Punch Mage will scale with all the mages that we have in the seat, but we'll take advantage of all the goodies from the Party Rock treasure chest extravaganza. We'll see who is at the other side. I'm sure. Hope it's... Is it vanilla? Will it be vanilla? I'm hoping it's vanilla.
The Dathis approved special vanilla, maybe? Oh, hi, Vern! What the?
That's Witch Vern, so not as threatening, but the fun is yet to begin. At least that was a...
It could have been worse.
That is always true.
Both these wives were like, you know what? I specifically don't like the exact new character you took for your party. So that is the exact one I'm going to beak. And yeah, shout out to Moboy. Yeah, who the fluff is that first character on Zot? For those that get the reference. I don't know either. Oh jeez. So Deathlike, I think we've started a snowball down the hill of this heckin' fluffin' record heat. I don't know if you've seen chat, but we've effectively told the story of the entirety of Final Fantasy Free Enterprise, the musical, the school. It's High School Musical, Free Enterprise Edition. Bahamut teaching accounting and pre-kindergarten. I'm here for it.
You know what? The memes and the themes that come from this, I love it. I can't say no. So you can see Xenocat having a little trouble with that bit, given the setup. Harumph having no problems with the spoony bard doing the bulk of the work and having the darkness crystal. So Moondive early, probably not happening. At least not this early.
I mean, I could see Rumpy going for maybe because that is a gated character. Maybe peeking and seeing. You might as well, since the pass has not been found yet, you might as well activate it and maybe get lucky. But I mean, either that or Harumph really likes or is currently singing "Hello Darkness, My Own Friend."
I mean, the peak is always interesting, but think if you want to do it to peak, you're probably going to want to dive into even cave value. But if it's just cave name, then we don't even get to look at cave value at all. So I think if we're gonna finish the seed, it's gonna be on the earth. We'll just take our sweet time. Probably with a lot of the other objectives, like even like dwarf, like would probably be on the table.
And like I'm a big fan of fading Dwarf Castle. Dwarves are a cool bunch, but they I don't know, I got nothing. I got nothing for that joke, but I'm actually surprised that both runners have kind of noped away from there initially. Like it's not something that I've seen very often. So I'm curious. I'll be curious what the runners' thoughts were for not going to Dwarf Castle. 28 minutes into this.
Yeah, I think dwarf is like kind of like the Baron Inn check, except on the underground version. The difference is like really. I'm thinking it's not really. It's a kind of a pain in the ass mostly on the first part, not the second part. Like the first dwarf one has the harder. Generally is the harder boss, so if you don't have enough power to take on that, like the power level is higher due to the Calbrena doll being the effective boss that it gets referenced. So that punch is harder, and it's hard. It's kind of a tougher check to want to go through, especially like if you can do. I think it's like kind of the same power of Zot, I guess, in terms of checks.
No, Xenocats! Chat, send Xenocat all of your love and energy. Having a fluffin' hard time with a fluffin' hard derp noodle dragon thing. Is Wyvern a dragon? Is it Dragon Force time? Literally through the beaks and the flames.
It is a dragon. Yet
it is a dragon.
Bahamut is not.
Yes, King of Summons. Not. It looks like dragon. Not a dragon. Finely crafted video game. It's less Dwarf Castle today, more Ponytail Castle. We have Magus Sisters into Calbrena. What are your thoughts on that kind of... Or what do you think about Magus Sisters at this specific spot?
I don't remember the magic power, but... no, that's too high. That's too high. Probably.
Well...
it's not too bad, but it's... they're just... since even though the punching is actually usually the more threatening part, but Cindy in the middle is technically in the back, considered in the back row, so the punches won't be hard, but it'll still hurt. It's not they'll be split, so it should be okay with if Rydia is still in the party casting a Leviathan. Otherwise, you're gonna rely. It has to rely on Edward. Like if you don't have any mage mashing gear, like Elven Bow, Mute Arrows, Rune Axe, you're gonna have a bad time with Magus Sisters. Like there are some spots, especially high magic spots, where this group can be very decent, like kind of like the ogre spot. So like right now it's kind of miserable looking from her own spot.
Yeah, to Neo's comment about the Rune Axe, I know at the very least Xenocat's inventory had a Rune Axe at some point. I don't know if that was part of one of the kits. The kits are, let's see here, the Freedom Kit, the Not Demi Kit, and the Mist Kit. So if it's not part of those, then Xenocat for sure found it. I can't speak on whether or not Rumphy found it as well.
I think they just do different things, so it's hard to remember. I'm sure Xenocat is the one who probably found it, but hasn't had a character to take advantage of it. Probably would be using it if the Rune Axe was available. So Sid would only be able to one to wield it. So yeah, might be worth doing like Keyless Tower instead of this. Dwarf is looking like not bringing no joy, so maybe it might be worth just doing Keyless Tower, or there are some other spots that might not have been. We don't have the Baron key, so I don't quite know. Oh no, Baron in. It's Baron in check. Let's do that.
Yeah, it's that's a child of some kind, I believe. Oh, who has the red jumpsuit? This sounds terrible. I can only tell the children apart from the back by their ponytail.
It's Porum. I see it from the color. It's Porum has like the orange jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Pelham
also,
has,
oh, go on.
Pelham has a green, but the capes are the opposite of the other twins. Pajama.
My headcanon is now they're wearing pajamas. That's awesome. First off, shout out to Xenocat. I see some good jobs. Lots of GGs to Xenocat for getting through that wyvern fight. They have their darkness crystal. We know there's a Tella on the moon, which that's adorable. Roundtree has a very interesting situation. We had Odin in the first Baronin spot, and then we had a Kanatsu in the second spot, but, well, Spoonword solves a lot of situations.
Yeah, it's good to see Odin on a free spot effectively. So that's always a good. But Kinazo, the turtle in high HP spots can be very serious. Hey, it's Vanilla.
Oh, shout out to all of our vanilla loving friends wherever they may be. And that actually opens up not just the Baron Castle, which is another character check and another key item check, but we do get the Baron shops of yummy deliciousness. So we might be able to get some more stat sticks, armor, something of value. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, like a lot of the Baron falls in the Baron, the weapon armor shops just falls under the T5, same as Cave Evelyn, same as the underground shops. So that's actually pretty good. But hey, you might. Oh, this is a must take. This is a guarantee. Someone's gonna get yeeted.
So remember, like millions of years ago at the beginning of this seed, when it's like, yeah, there's really no reason to check or to go through with package unless there happened to be like an edge. We have gone to emo-rock, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You got an edge, Lord.
I see what you did there. Unfortunately, it didn't look like fire was. I think we're drowning the ton. Apparently, that splash sprite. Yeah, we're drowning the town instead of burning it. Even though everything is we're painting the town red with drowning it.
Yes. We're literally carving out a moat with Titan and filling it with the puddles. And yes, rivers of blood. There we go. See, chat's catching on to things. Also, I want this to be Gauntlet because I am a horrible human being. Also because I care, but mostly because I'm a horrible human being. How about you?
Gauntlet. Well, Gauntlet anywhere is a commitment. So if you really committed to getting Edge in this seat, maybe if Alt-1 is there, then you committed. You got to do it. And so, and having characters being restricted, this is might be one of the only few places to get Edge, unless Vanilla Edge is in Cave Evelyn. But you need the hook for that, and we don't know if that's it. Hey, funny man.
I approve of this on so many levels. Would this be a form of power rock?
I'm trying to digest that the question. I don't know the answer to. So the intentional poisoning is trying to take advantage of status priorities, at least with magic is concerned. So hold gas is also magic, and since poison is priority, hold gas doesn't work. So it's a cool time, although people will still die from the shadow phase. But there's one, but since Edward is hidden, is considered dead or disappeared. So this also includes Kane in the air. So we'll still see 2 characters die. There's 2 characters left, at least visible on the field. So now Eddie can be the 3rd character and show up and save the day or whatever. Whatever. Eddie could hide and and still wipe Golbez anyways.
Hear me out. And to anybody in chat that gets the reference, thank you. Golbez is the lead singer of Guar. We'll let that sink in for anybody, or Gwarp. Is it Guar or Gwarp? Anybody that knows that band, thank you for bailing me out of that. But basically, it's like, yeah, it's kind of like taking the World of Warcraft giant like shoulder pads of death and just like this heavy metal band thing.
I'm just kind of waiting for like some sort of Battle of the Bands reference, just because it's just like who's your favorite rock group or something. No, it just seems like something natural to happen.
And the thing is, I was so disappointed that Odin was in such an easy spot. You could say I was thunderstruck by how unfortunate that was. But on the bright side, Xenocat has turned that antlion into an antlion mod mic. Because I really had to go there. Hey! I know you! And your friends? Wait, is this a crocodile?
Yes, there's always an appearance. I think both Baron and the Baron Inn. They all. It's probably like somewhere in the sequence. So there should be a crocodile appearance soon.
Would you say this is going? Wait, hold on. I gotta wait for the crocodile. This is important memes chat. This is important. Okay, I'm tired of waiting for the crocodile. Would you say that this is going to be a crocodile rock?
I'm just waiting for a filibuster. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yes! I feel like I miss doing comms with you.
It's been a while. I don't remember the last time. It's been a while.
I'd also shout out to chat that they've been. This isn't the gauntlet. This is the medley. This is the football medley for this particular seed, which I am here for.
I think we're the 3rd of the way in
I think so.
For Xenocat. It should be a crocodile thing. If it's not there, it's probably I'm gonna be wrong. I thought the throne included. I was pretty sure it's like the Baigan and the Kanazo spot, but we'll see. It should be sooner rather than later. Oh, there it is!
Crocodile rock, yo! GG! So, a quick side note, I do appreciate the fact that for the little bits of divergence and everything that we've seen our runners do, specifically Rump and Xenocat, the fact that they've kind of, they're like rubber banded to each other, where they'll keep coming back to like the Paladin fight, and then now they've rubber banded back to the Baron Inn with the alt medley. Would you say, wait, okay, since this isn't the standard football gauntlet, which would be the standard football melody, since this is the alt gauntlet, would you say that this is a harmony? Yeah, chat. We went there.
I'm speechless.
There it is. No, this is clearly alt rock. Would you say it's Fraggle rock though?
Sounds like a future Z Sprite, maybe. So maybe, who knows?
Oh, that would be amazing.
Well, there's. I don't think we found anything good for him. That's yeah. So the heat was there.
And that's interesting because that was not Paladin Cecil. That was Dark Knight Cecil.
Yep, haven't made that trip up the mountain yet, so would require extra work. So like if we're not committed to Atella or Cecil, it's probably not worth. But the chances of something we need being at Mount Ordeals starts to increase if we haven't found the harp or the rat tail. So we'll see what this is. Oh, that's the other tail that could be used for something else.
Legally distinct rat tail?
No, one is pink and the other is not. That's the distinction.
Alt tail, I love it. But yeah, I mean, looking at the key items that we have right now, Complete Cave Magnus, we need the Twin Harp, we don't have the Twin Harp. Diverging Castle are doing right now, Defend for Wool, doing right now, trade away the rat tail. You need both the hook and the rat tail. We don't have either of those. And I mean, we are really starting to run low on checks, especially since this is just K main. I mean, we have Wool, or excuse me, because I get my spots confused. Dwarf Castle, which Xenocat's going to be trying out right now. We have Tower, we have Luca Key, and really that's it for what we have access to right now.
I think of doing keyless tower at some point, because that might just actually be, vanilla tower key into tower, so that might have to be a thing. So yeah, there aren't too many spots left. So so keyless tower starts to look really appealing. We'll see what the result of Dwarf Castle happens to be, but eventually the fact that there's less checks and skipping basement, because basement is part of the case summon check, and because Odin would be the boss and Odin's a summon, so that's why Xeno completely skipped that. So yeah, there's not too many spots left, so we just have to do the spots we know we have to do sooner rather than later.
And it looks like oh wait, nope, round feet. Where you go? Oh, you're going to Shield 1, aren't you? Alright, I'm here for it. Grumpy was giving us the jukes right there. Not jukeboxes, just regular jukes. We can see on Xenocat's side this fight's going a lot smoother because, well, characters have a little bit more beef to them. So should be able to get through, although we are getting a little bit of a Magus Sisters grind here, and if I can count a potato, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 key items. Not quite there yet, but it's still a decent amount of experience for dealing with the sisters over and over and over and over again. It's like the song that doesn't end. It goes on and on, my friends.
And Bard started singing because he didn't know what it was. Yes.
But Rumpf will continue fading Harp forever just because.
Right, so that turn-in became the Luca key, so that might be the next actual destination. Though I still think Keyless Tower looks a lot more appealing than Dwarf Castle, generally speaking.
I think Rumpy heard you just now.
So I mean, I feel the beat, right?
I love it. Yes.
Gotta get one pun in. Gotta get at least.
You've gotten a few it. I approve. Now let's see what character. Oh, we have a betrayer on our team, and Xenocat has betrayed the betrayer, which I totally understand. We are going to be dealing with some dolls. This should be a relatively quick fight. Maybe, possibly, we'll see.
It's French vanilla, but this is really easy. So that's there should be no problem. The Quake Kid could take care of it, but right, yeah, might as well go overkill. Looks like Harumph is going for some more egg grind. I mean, this looks like it. And best pairing, Edge stealing with Porum crying, as Cry effectively lowers the level, as Steel depends on effectively Edge's level versus the monsters he's targeting. So Cry helps a lot for stealing.
And that's another thing that you don't ever get to see in vanilla, if I'm correct. It's just one of those weird interactions that we find out in this wonderful randomizer.
Yeah, it's not possible in the original. Although in the I think the Advance port, the Game Boy Advance port, you could actually they can actually join forces. My favorite. So yes, you can cry and steal.
Ooh, I like that. But Xenocat's definitely not crying right now because they just found a required rat tail. So Dwarf Castle is in fact required.
Yeah, sometimes the spots that are hardest are the ones that have all the good stuff. So but still need a hook to take advantage of it. You can't. I mean, a worst case could be that the harp is behind the tail. So
true.
We'll have to, finding the hook. If hook is say on in the super cannon room, then Xenocat might be ahead. But I think we're just gonna maybe just peek for the character, or at least unlock this. So if we want to swap characters, because there's the event the event when you have the darkness crystal blocks off like the main entrance. So you actually have to do this in order to go to the Tower of Wishes once you have the darkness crystal.
I know there's a way from Baron that requires effort, pre-planning, forethought, and stuff that my brain can't brain too well on. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Xenocat will be definitely peeking this. What's interesting though is with the rat tail, that is 10 key items, so we do have the 10 key item bonus. I'll be really curious to see what Xenocat does when they see that Tella. There is a D money on the table now with that Tella. Will they take it? We'll find out. News at 11. But one thing is for certain, especially after watching Xenocat really push their way through that Wyvern fight, we all know that Xenocat is never going to give you up, never going to let you down, never going to run around to hurt you, never going to make you cry. Well, porn will make you cry. I'm going to stop now before I get banned. Love y'all, chat.
No, we don't want a DMCA. But although this track's actual like literal singing and the music, so not likely to happen. But you never know. Probably might take the Tella actually, given that for Xeno. Oh nope, no, not even bot. Nope. So I guess maybe that's interesting because trying to figure. I think we're just gonna just do everything to get to Z. Like maybe do it not kind of like a quick LST grind of sorts. We'll see. It's hard to. Like if you skip Tella, you're not doing Giant. So it changes the math. Oh, we found our source of for a grind. So nope, Tella not required.
And that's actually fairly devastating for Harumph, who took that time to get all those sirens using Edge and the steal / cry combo, whereas Xenocat just said, you know what? Let's go check the shop on the moon. And my work here is done. As a side note, we are seeing the top tower boss, which is the Dark Elf, and shout out to the Magma Key being available, because I saw that Baigen at the Ruby spot, and no, no, bad Baigen.
I think Baigen of all the like boss parties where you have 3, I think Baigen is literally the punchiest boss of them all. Like we're not like worse than Ogo. So I because you have 3 parts to contend with.
Did you see that key item at the top of tower?
See, it's a second scoop. Let's go.
Here for it. Just like Xenocat is absolutely here for this edge. Yeah, that if they weren't going for that edge, this cutscene would not be existing right now. However, he's getting a ninja. Ooh, hi Val.
Super free. especially when you start with when you had your party starting with a bunch of mages. So this becomes super free.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't, and again, this is going back to the fact that the dupe glitch is on. I don't think Xenocat has done the dupe glitch yet. I would be very surprised if Xenocat didn't immediately after acquiring this edge do the dupe glitch, because they also have the spoon. So we have literal spoon man playing on both sides of the restream right now. Well, soon, hopefully.
Probably just get the dupe done during the Golbez fight. So this is it's like I'm gonna fight a boss anyways. I'm gonna dupe it right then and there. That's what
makes sense.
Saves some time. And it looks like we'll find out what the result of doing the super cannon room, since it's like, hey, on my way down, so completely free. It's could be a bridge too far. I don't know. I don't know enough music. It's like, is there even a title?
It's okay. When it comes to music jokes and music puns, it is 100% okay to be flat. A sharp one, or a sharp one in chat would have caught that. There it is.
Well, that's not useful to anyone. The adamant. We're not doing the smith today. So it looks like sealed cave is the play for Harumph. I can. At least we get to peek it. At least you get to peek it. If you don't like what you get, you can always reset out of it. It's actually a fun check to do. I know. I
love this check.
Like, I know there's people runner racers that don't like it because, like, hey, if I waste my time doing the cave, yeah, but you get information. Sometimes if you're doing like boss checks, then you also have to want to peek the boss. So I don't know if you can unless the dwarf glitch is on, the dwarf warp glitch, when you do complete the castle cast warp, and then you just kind of end up picking up whatever's at the end of the sealed cave. That is nice, but I don't think that's on. So
it is not. And really, like, since we know that the Dwarf Castle is a rat tail, really the only two checks left are the sealed cave and then what both of our featured runners, have faded, and that's Mount Ordeals. That's it that I can think of that they have access to right now.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, you, even though you don't think, like, the popularity when you have like a Cecil or Tella gated, that you want to fade the thing that connects them, but you just sometimes, especially if it's just K main, you're concerned. You actually probably want to do everything on the overworld before you do the underworld. Typically, that's just so as in terms of routing. But when you get the Luca key, the magma key so early, hair is so completely required.
First off, I do want to mention, since both our featured runners have faded Mount Ordeals, would you say that was a cross fade of sorts? But that being said, we do have our twin Harup's favorite check in the game, as many people are aware of. He hates that check, and I love that he hates it because I love the check. And a relatively easy boss fight with the Baron Guards, I think.
Yep, those are the Baron Guards. Yep. Kaipo ones has the officer in the back. Yeah. Baron Guards do not have the boss bit, so they could be taken care of pretty easily, especially if you can mute them. They can't. But if you have mage mashing weaponry, those make life easy. But we have spoons. The answer to everything is spoons. So
exactly. It's like, yeah, when I think of mages, I think of like those mad ogres, guards with giant shields and swords. Makes perfect sense. It's as clear as mud.
The only reason why they're mages is probably because they counter physical or magical attacks. So it's part of the natural script. So technically mages of all intents and purposes.
That is technically correct, which is the best kind of correct. Just like technically Rumph has two options right now. Check Twin Harp or forfeit.
I mean, there's a chance that the hook is behind Harp is pretty significant. If it's not there, it's on Mon or Deal, so there's only two places where hook can be.
And that actually brings up a very interesting point for Harumph, since getting the Twin Harp, unless he plays to the meme, he always check your freebies, check your objectives, and he might go straight to Twin Harp. Well, that takes him away from going to Dwarf Castle, which is say the Twin Harp hypothetically is hook. Harumph still needs to find the rat tail, whereas Xenocat is in win suddenly go mode because they've gone to Dwarf Castle and they finished Dwarf Castle and got the rat tail. So it's almost, it would be better for Harumph if the hook did not come from Twin Harp, but he still has a choice to make and he doesn't realize it yet.
Yeah, there's a thought to, like, say, doing everything that is on the overworld before you do the underground, or you do your underground before and clear that out, like basically clear out the area before you leave it so you don't have to come back. And that is one way of routing that would be a lot more efficient and could, so I would prefer to do everything on the overworld that I possibly can, like including doing minor deals, even though it's not required, but you never know what's there, and then kind of work your way in terms of difficulty. Like if you want to loot differently, like since we get the Magma King, then you loot, you loot the Fey March first, and then and the Job Dwarf area, and that's about it. And then you go start doing your fights in the order of difficulty. At least that's how I would do it. To keep it, at least if you were starting new, that would probably also be a better way, just because you don't know how difficult a spot would be too.
Right. And I know there's not too much time before we get the harp music, but something I'll ask now while we're waiting for the initial harp music to kick in. And you can answer once we get our harp music. Is with our characters at these levels that they are, would it be better to take essentially 2 fights in Dwarf Castle or 3 fights in Ordeals? But we're going to have to hold on to that answer just a second, because I know I'm going to get harped on immensely if I keep talking during this cutscene and harp music. So PJ Spoony B is awesome. He's going to play some music. Enjoy. I have no idea what song that is other than it's from Chrono Cross, and that was so pretty.
Yep, I think definitely. I think it probably was Chrono Cross. It's like I've heard of this. I've heard of it before. Yeah, second part of Forge, not where we're looking at, so we know exactly where.
Where we need to go.
Yes, it's we're in no mode. So that was something. we'll definitely get a repeat really, really soon. Would like to point out that there are like what 400 or so harp tunes.
I just assume it's somewhere between 1 and a million, and I'm probably right.
Sure. And it's if you want to get some video game music as part of the harp list, you can always submit a request. And Xenocat has added quite a bit, and others. I think Calamity, probably a couple others that I don't remember. So
yeah, Calamity started it, and Xenocat's taken it over recently.
So yeah, a reprisal of that music.
Now, butting in here really quickly for Harump's check of mounter deals. Normally those bosses would be a little bit difficult, but with these levels, we're fine. Harump has found the hook, which means if Xenocat comes here next immediately, which they have no reason not to, Xenocat will be in go mode. At this point, Harump should know that he needs to go back to Dwarf Castle. Hopefully.
I think with Herb's case, that's probably what's left. For Xeno, I think there's still more on the table. I don't remember if Xeno's done Babel lower at the moment, though.
No, they haven't done Keyless Tower. But that's actually a really good point. They haven't done Keyless Tower. Also, shout out to the Swag Black Chocobo right there. That's not normally the Chocobo you see, and I am living for that check. And it looks like Xenocat is making the correct play here with going to Ordeals. So we do get to see that go mode in the very immediate future. Meanwhile, Harumph needs to book it down to the Dwarf Castle. Otherwise, this could be interesting. My question to you, Deathlike, is since we're getting pretty close to go mode and end game here, I'm sure our runners are thinking end game party how they're going to be dealing with Z in this very wacky flag set. How would you approach your soon-to-be Z fight with this in this situation?
It depends on the party you have. Obviously Spoonboard has to be there. So if you're relying on a Spoonboard, then it's going to be full Zerker at this point. With Edge doing some darting because you have all the spoons. Why make him punch when spoons are more effective? So I think it will. With access to eggs, just do this. Just do an egg grind and then go straight to Z. There's a lot. The value of say a Rydia. Probably not as there. So Xenocat we see has a Rydia as a Rydia as an anchor, whereas I don't know Harump's anchor off the top. We'll definitely find a Rydia to become an anchor at the Tower of Wishes. So that's probably not an issue.
Yeah, it looks like he's going with the this Speedy Boy Edge anchor currently. I mean, high agility Z strats are a thing with this particular party. I don't really see that being the case just because we still have that Tella on the moon, and our runners do not have a pass. So it stands right now, they do have to do the long walk this way with the LST shuffle, I guess. So that Tella is a very, very, very convenient anchor in a very, very convenient spot.
Yeah, I mean, Harump, I think, wait, no, I forget if Harump reset it out of the Tella, in which case, but either way, the Tella probably might be worthwhile pickup for Harump. But yeah, Harump knows exactly what needs to be done. Xeno, what's Xeno doing? Oh, with Paladin, the Paladin spot, like Dark TKC spot. So it's just a matter of time. But I think Xeno has a kind of more setup party for this. Harump, it's a little mixed. It seems, I mean, looks more mage centric than anything. So Harump might have to do quite a few changes to get, like, you want berserkers are faster to get. You can get lesser levels on berserkers and with decent weapons, whereas mages need all the levels for all their spells. So you do straight reflecting, you have to reach, getting white and nuke on the characters that are going to be doing reflect strats with.
Yeah, I think with Spoonward and Spoon Edge, Edward and Edge, I gave up.
Spoon Mage.
Yes! Spoon Mage! Dart Mage. I love Spoon Mage. I mean, you can effectively fight Z with those two characters and a Rosa. But you still do need to also, again, level up, get some characters going. And actually, for all we know, this could radically change our whole thought process with what the rat tail is going to give. We know it's either going to give the pan. Actually, no, it has to give the pan. It has to go pan into pass. So the question now becomes, would Xenocat be willing to turn in the pan to get the pass, or are they just going to commit to walking the LST? Meanwhile, on Grumpy side, we can see he's going full on. He wants to make that Z fight over easy. So, not almost easy. We're going for, in the Avenged Sevenfold route, just the scrambled egg type.
Yeah, I think it might be faster to just go for the pass on the conversion, because regardless of what is there, I mean, there's just like the LST walk is just kind of a much longer walk than Zot, and not a lot of people like doing the Zot walk. So LST walk, LST walk, probably, I think just doing the whole sequence of trading the pan, getting what Sheila 2 probably will have. I mean, that's faster. But then there's no actual. I don't think there's a guaranteed pass that's going to be on the Earth, right? Is that?
Pass is a key item only, and as our restreamer nearby pointed out, a very, very interesting point. Xenocat has not done keyless tower, so they don't know that is a vanilla tower key. That alone could change Xenocat's opinion on whether or not they want to turn in the pan to the Sheila 2 check. Because for all they know, it is either, or it could be the adamant. They don't know that pan is going to give them the pass. On the other side, Harump does, because Harump has quite literally done everything else, and there's nothing else that can be given except the pass. So there could be a little bit of divergence, and just due to what you know and what you don't know, which is what I like about randomizers, since variance is a thing.
Yeah, it's things you do and you don't do influence what you do later. It's always fascinating. It's almost like a science in itself.
into Ruben Quest's point in chat that you ought to know. Yeah, isn't it ironic? Don't you think that you would that would kind of play into factor right there? I will go full on a s'more set in here.
More Canada? Is that? Seems like it's starting to sound like all Canada here. All Canadian music all the time.
It's like cake on your wedding day. I'm going to stop. But as we did see some eggs getting scrambled on both sides, and Rumphy is now looks like getting an anchor of some kind. Again, quick shout out as we're winding down to our runners, Xenocat and Harumph, being willing to be featured for this Music Appreciation Club. Give them some likes, loves, and follows. Again, give some likes, loves, and follows to our Restream team, the very wonderful Deathlike, my co-commentator, Like You're on Tracking, Miyabari on Restream duties. They're all hacking and fluffing amazing. And if you're interested, if you're not a part of the Discord, what the fluff? So much heck and fluff. Join the Discord. We only bite on days that end in Y. You are totally safe. Check it out. There's really super smart people. Deathlike has a terrifying amount of knowledge of free enterprise. And I just meme. So check out the Discord. There's some great people there. If you want to learn, please hop in and have some fun.
I'm just here for the memes. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm here for the memes.
Right? They're fun.
Looks like Grumph did a swap, I think, just for an anchor. I think because I think Palm wasn't taken, but he had all the spare Rydias, so I think that's the reason for the swap for Palm, like skipping the Rydias. Characters like stock characters with levels, bad. Unleveled character, good. So
that is why a 30 HP Rydia is quite comfortably sitting on the terrifyingly rocky and lava-filled terrain. Like, no big deal.
Yeah, that's what 4 agility gets you. She is actually for of all the characters, Rydia is, and Cecil level 1, but Rydia is the slowest of all base characters. So that's why she's popular floor duty character for many people.
Especially the Orange Crush palette is my second favorite one behind the Renoa one. Shout out to Scarlet Kitty for doing all those wonderful different color palettes for all of our wonderful different characters. We do see Xenocat going to the LST, deciding to forego the pan check. This is what the divergence I want to see. I'm very curious if Rumph is going to go to the LST or he's going to turn in the pan because he knows it's the pass. And that's exactly what's going to happen. All right.
We'll see who wins that race. LST walk is just time consuming. I think we'll see
7 minutes or something.
I think it's 6. I thought it was like 5. I don't know. I don't have time to. I just know it's a stroll. It's a long stroll in the LST, where at least the combination of walking for the site turn in, like in the kind of like one of those worst case, triple visit to Fabul, I think is actually a little bit faster. But we're not doing a triple visit. I think it's just although this is a triple visit because Harumph did Fabul, is doing this one. Yeah, and then now returning third time. Yeah, because that's always the worst case. So which is why some people fade Fabul, hoping for the pan and doing the Fabul check when having the pan. So,
I will say, given that my screen name comes from the wonderful anime Neon Genesis Evangelion, I appreciate that Xenocat has flown me to the moon. That's a nice touch. And to everybody that understood why that was an Evangelion reference, make sure to get that back pain checked out because we're old. Love all of you.
Let the music references keep on coming.
Right?
So the ship up there's the pass. So I think they'll kind of.
This is gonna be close.
Xeno might get there first, but Harp is not too far behind.
Although, heck, Fluff. So, chat, Z flags, stuff and things are happening, particularly the final boss. And also, chat, we never figured out what Zeromus was teaching in high school. We need to let's get on that. But why are Z flags suddenly coming out, Deathleg?
I think telling us it's time to go to bed. I think that's a popular meme that's going. That's
Sleep is good.
Yeah, but no, it's the infamous flag because we know Z likes to cosplay and there's so many cosplay figures. Over 400, 500. I don't know the number, but
there's like 20 billion of them.
There's a lot, and
or 6.
It's impossible to have seen them all because there's just too many. But it's always the question that we love to ask at Free Enterprise. Whose butt are we going to kick tonight?
And no chat, no extra questions. Something but let's go. That's all I got.
No hat. No cute butt.
Let's do the Z fight again. Hey, Grammary? A kid? No, not Enkamus. I know this butt from something. Is it a bloodstained one? I think? Maybe? Oh, Shovel Knight. Okay.
Are you sure there's no hat? It looks like it's more like a horned hat to me, but what do I know? Too many video games, so many sprites.
I see a really cool character in a dress and enlarged hands and horns instead of hair, and I immediately thought it's just a palette swap of Parasite Eve because Parasite Eve is love and Parasite Eve is life. And I'm biased as Fluff.
We're gonna get all our berserkers berserk except for Edge. I mean, Spoon all the time. Edward probably will get some special attention from Rosa to be kept upright. First nerf Big Ben, got lucky, but have to keep nerfing and have to get a little bit lucky as the threshold for a lot of for surviving the nerf Big Bang is at 1200. That's the worst case that a character can take, having assumed no magic defense and maxed spell multiplier.
This is going to be a very interesting fight on account of their parties are very similar, and they entered roughly the same time. So what this might come down to is just if anyone gets high rolled, if a nerf is missed. Can I just see where this goes? I'm really intrigued by this. Or who gets counter nuked? That's another big one.
It's a little different. Xeno has a punch mage. And Harp has an extra Porum, which will probably serve as a chemist or healer. So probably Harp has more survivability because he can get Edward back up quickly. But the DPS done will be on favoring Xenocat though.
Especially since Meteor is coming out on Xenocat's side.
Edward shook those rocks. Just completely missed.
And not even just shook. Xenocat's just straight up done. GG's to Xenocat. Xenocat has finished in second. I will say Morpheus did finish in first. Xenocat second with time of 1 hour, 21 minutes, 30 seconds. Xenocat will be joining us in some amount of unknown time. I don't see them yet, but in the meantime, we will watch Runfee do some pecking and fluffing to Enchantmus as we wait. So get some GGs out there.
GG's to Xenocat. That was, I think there's a mistake input from her own. Wasted a turn from Edward just sang, which would have been a nice song, but does nothing with the. And
that's
that hurts.
Well-timed Cure 4 though on Rose's part, so that should definitely help with that. The shake's a little bit scary. Those quad 9 darts are definitely going to help him out in this process, though.
You could probably just rely on that. Hope it's kind of like a Cecil Rosa power couple duo, but yeah, this should be survivable. Hoping the rolls don't get too high. This should be soon enough.
With those stats and you saw they were able to survive, he was able to survive a big bang. Cure Force will be fine, but in the meantime, we did get joined by our second place finisher, Xenocat. Xenocat, GG's.
Oh, goodness, thanks. I feel like, there were definitely things I could have done better in that seed, but it's fine.
The seed definitely had some interesting routing with how everything broke down, so it was interesting. Your choice in words, the lack of early character checks, what kind of got you going that route? Just going with what looked like 2 characters for a while.
I straight up didn't realize that Xeno Free was off.
Hey!
I just didn't read the flags. But also, when I saw it, I was like, wait a minute. Oh, that's on. Well, they're all mages anyway. I don't really care. I can run with Rydia and Palom and Edward. That's fine.
It's nice.
Who needs characters?
This is an accurate statement. But no, I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the children are our future, and you decided no children.
Nope, sorry children, you all need to go home now. We're going to take one Rydia to anchor for Zeromus, and everyone else can just go home.
It's like choir practice is done.
Choir practice is done. It's time for Edward and Yang and Edge to show you how it's done.
Oh my goodness. And actually, yeah, speaking of everyone's favorite punch mage and chemist mage words, walk us through the wyvern fights, like what you kind of changed each time you approached that until you found the best thing that worked.
Basically, I was just trying to... Once I realized it was Witchburn, which was the first wyvern attempt, was, okay, I want to get Rosa experience so she can learn Berserk as soon as possible. And I need to get wyvern to knock itself out with the counter Mega Nuke, which I realized I needed to do 2 Veils. Eventually, I realized I needed 2 Veils with a Leviathan summon triggering the Mega Nuke. But it took a few steps to get there.
That makes sense, and yeah, perseverance paid off. It worked out perfectly, so kudos to that one.
Yep. I mean, it did work out. And then the rest of the seed was kind of, oh, I guess I faded Ordeals. I guess I'm going to keep fading Ordeals. And then I was down to Ordeals and Keyless Tower, and I was like, fine, I'll do Ordeals, I guess.
And you know what? The funny thing was, both you and Haram Van Restream faded Ordeals.
Amazing.
It just kind of worked out. I'm curious, and I think I know the answer, and I'll tell you the answer as soon as I ask. Why go LST instead of Check the Pan?
I mean, there's a lot of checks out there. What are the odds that the Pan, which takes almost as long as the LST, has the pass? Like, it might save time, but it probably won't. Would
you like to know the answer?
Sure.
It had the pass.
Wow. Okay.
Well, it was a vanilla keyless tower, so that was that bit of info.
Yeah.
Either way, it didn't matter. You finished second, so It worked out in your favor.
Yeah. I mean, the LST walk isn't that long.
It worked out. You did a clinic on Z. Like that was a great fight.
I mean, all I needed to happen there was for Nuke not to hit Edward, and it hit kind of the best target, other than Rydia.
Fair. Deathlight, do you have any other questions or comments?
No, I'm pretty good there. That was a really efficiently run seed. Well, outside of these slowdown with the wyvern, but who isn't slowed down by that?
Yeah, wyvern there is rude, especially when you don't get the starting mega nuke damage to like get through that. That's annoying.
Any thoughts about this club, the flag set in general, or the awesome Harp music that you put out for the community?
This was real fun. I love this club. I'm trying to do it every week. We'll see how that works. I do have to go record a little thoughts thing at some point. Probably not right now because I have to get going pretty soon to a marathon run, but...
Yes, plug that! Plug that! It's the greatest game ever!
I am, we're actually starting early potentially, so potentially as soon as like half an hour, I will be running Xenogears on really their choice on the really longathon channel.
Watch Xenocats run that because they are heckin' fucking fluffin' off of them. Heckin' and fluffin' awesome! Fluff!
Only a 14-hour run, it'll be fine.
This is fine, TM. But yes, Xenocat GG's wonderful run, always fun seeing you on Restream, and we look forward to your comments on the song once you're done with your run and you sleep and eat.
Yes. Yep. Well, thanks for putting on this show, and take care.
Looks like we have everybody's favorite harp lover, Harumph, in 4th place. I will say in 3rd place, Dipwood. Dipwood finished in 3rd, Harumph finished in 4th, Scythe Marshall finished in 5th. Harumph, GG's in surviving that harp check.
Thank you.
What were your thoughts on that seed?
That was a bit messy on my part. Trying to remember all the stuff because I haven't had really a chance to play much with the with this wacky flag set, so I was like learning the ins and outs here. Forgetting how to do a dupe glitch. Well, the dupe glitch that you want to do. Partway through here, a messy Dwarf Castle fight here, which kind of threw off my routing for the rest of the seed. Because I don't think I go tower. Try to do keyless tower, try to make that play here if I get through that shot, and then finding the edge a little bit later than I intended. Because the package check was on there, I just forgot to do the package check for the character.
And I will say another thing that I was actually surprised when you went to the moon. Did you consider checking the shop up there?
No, I wasn't planning on doing really much shopping at all.
Would you like to know what was in the shop that will make you not happy?
Sure.
Because I care.
Sure.
You know those sirens?
Yeah.
They were on the moon.
I don't know how much gold I had the entire seed here. I'm not sure if I would have had any money to buy them at that time. So, yeah, the intention was to find the edge, steal the sirens if I needed to do a grind here, because I didn't want to raise the money to do so. Because I didn't, on a flank where you have cell 0, and no starting, like no pot of gold to begin with. Yeah, you can't really count on shopping to get
Makes sense.
to get what you need here. So if I can, and if I did do shopping here, that 40k worth of sirens here or whatever here could go towards something else.
That makes sense. See, that's why you're super smart. All of you are super smart.
Yeah, when you have to buy stuff for full price, but you can't sell any of your goods here, you kind of have to pick and be careful about what you want to spend your money on. If you spend your money at all here, I don't think I might have purchased one thing or two here, but I couldn't even tell you what here, and I couldn't tell you if I even used it.
Got it. Deathlake, the floor is yours for questions and comments. Have you yapped on too much?
Not too much. But I think you had some kind of early party struggles with, I think, all the Radias for early game.
Well, I wanted to keep one of them down as an anchor here. So I figured, yeah, there can't possibly be a fourth Rydia here. Forgetting here that I still had a character Dampian. I'll just go pick up a base level Palom as my anchor here for the Z fight. Oh, there is a fourth Rydia. I guess I'm not eating her this time.
That's kind of mostly it. I mean, that was. I mean, I think you had some disadvantage early on. I think with the early spoon, had probably gained some time on Xeno. And
Yeah, I think I lost it by lost some of the time here by not finding that edge earlier here. My intention was was actually do package then the moon check. Then I went to the moon instead of the package, and then I forgot to go check package till later on here. Having an edge here with duped spoons here would have saved me probably at least 5-6 minutes, if not more, because the fight just goes so much smoother, so much more smoothly here when you're throwing, for 6, 7, 8, 9K.
No, that makes sense. Any closing comments, thoughts about the flag set, the this wonderful club, how much you think the Twin Harp is the best check in the game, et cetera, et cetera?
Well, I still stand by my stance here that the Twin Harp is the worst check in the game here, but we can't discount here the hard work here that both Xenocat and previously Calamity, how much work they put into creating the music that you get here when you visit Eddie after you beat the seed. And of course, shout outs here to the Restream team, Neil Bart, putting together all the pretty graphics here. Ike here with the tracking, Deathlike and Oscar on comms, and of course, Scythe Marshall for putting together a great club. Cheers.
Yeah, pretty much. GG's again, Harumph. Congrats on 4th place, and have fun checking all of the Twin Harps ever. And I still have to do my Ortal games against you.
Okay, I think I might have a chance today, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Dun, dun, dun. Or sorry. Dun, dun, dun. I'm musiced out. I'm so out of tune right now. GG's.
Thanks.
But yeah, that's it. We have survived. Deathlike. GG's. We did it.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. All the music references. This club, I mean, I expected as much. Always enjoy some music, so that was a lot of fun.
It's like, if you think Free Enterprise is done for the night, you are wrong. We are going to be raiding Dave, and they are going to be running an async for Choose Your Own Ordeals. There's another club we have. I don't know the async letters and thingamabobbers at the end of it, so if you're going to be running Choose Your Own Ordeals async, be careful. Otherwise, go on and cheer on Dave, who's pretty awesome. And also, tomorrow we are on a vacation from restreaming, but Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern, we are going to be doing the community race over on Free Enterprise 2. So check that out. It's going to be really, really cool. It's a really cool flag set, and it's awesome. So, yeah, without further ado, again, Harumph, Xenocat, thank you for being our featured runners today. Nibari on Restream, Ike here on tracking, Deathlike, my wonderful co-commentator. All of you are heckin' fluffin' amazing. Give them likes, loves, and follows. Have a good day, yo.
Have a good night, and I'll see you all next seed. And if you want to request add more music for the harp tunes, you can you can submit on the Discord. Submit those submissions. Ideally, include a MIDI file to expedite. Makes Xenocat's job easier to add them to the randomizer. So see you all next seed.